So I never expected to make this kind of video within the first 5 videos of this channel. Because look at this. Hello heroes, my name is Cartel and welcome to my channel where I talk about flesh and blood. Now, as you just saw in the intro, I was able to get my hands on a cold foil and a rainbow foil version of 2 legendary cards from Uprising. So a bit of a backstory, me and my friends bought an Uprising box for around 5,500 pesos. And it was the last box from the seller that we bought from. We were holding off on opening it until January of this year because we bought it at around December. So we scheduled a meetup just a few weeks ago, or maybe like a week ago, and we planned to draft the Uprising box. There were only 4 of us and we wanted to try what it'd be like to draft a box with just 4 people and 24 and 12 boosters, whatever. And profiting off of a box is not a typical thing that you do in trading card games. Not until a trading card game has already proven itself to the market. Because most of the time, chase cards in any TCG are very rare in a box. So if you want to earn money from opening boxes, it's ill-advised. Try not to do it. I personally wouldn't do it, but since we got this box on a deal, we took it and we expected to break even. But this happened. So for context, a single copy of a rainbow foil Crown of Providence at the time of shooting this video is around $236.11 in tcgplayer.com. The cold foil, on the other hand, is $223.51. These are US dollar prices for both of these copies of Crown of Providence. That would be around 12,000 in Philippine pesos or 11,000 maybe, between the 10 and 12,000 price range. And we pulled both of them. Believe me, when one of my friends pulled out the cold foil Crown of Providence, that would be Josh. Hi Josh, for watching this video. I hope you're okay now. I hope it's sunk in. He started hyperventilating. Not even as an exaggeration. It was funny to look at. He was sincerely terrified of holding a cold foil, not wanting to damage it. And I can understand because I was also panicking deep inside. And as the day went on, like we just drafted half of the booster packs because I didn't have time. By the way, if you want to draft even with just 4 people, don't draft just 12. Just draft everything. I'll cover that in a future video. But my other friend, Dennis, was able to pull in the rainbow version of Crown of Providence. We were flabbergasted as our entire table just fell silent. And to make the long story short, we found buyers of these 2 cards already. These cards that I have in my hand are already sold, and I will be handing them over to ProQuest in Scry Games Ciannat. By the way, Scry Games Ciannat is a local game store located in Rizal. You can find them here. And that's where the ProQuest tournament for the Philippines will be held this Saturday. Anyway, I made this video so that you can tell the difference between a cold foil and a rainbow foil. I'm pretty much confident that these 2 cameras that I have right here will do these 2 foils justice. By the way, if you're wondering about my setup, I am sharing a studio with Honeycomb Manila, a co-working space in Pasay. Really nifty place. It's a co-working space where several people from different fields come together to work and share an environment, a very conducive environment for working and hanging out. If you're interested, go check them out. Here's a link to their socials and I hope to see you here someday. Anyway, the foils. Now first off, if you're already familiar with the TCG scene, or any other TCG games for that matter, you're already familiar of specially printed cards in any trading card game, especially foils. Now the usual foils that you see are the rainbow foils. Now a rainbow foil gets its name from the effect that happens when you try to put the card into the light. You can see that the card has a special chromatic sheen to it, some sort of rainbow linings in the card. That's what a rainbow foil typically looks like. Now a cold foil, on the other hand, doesn't have that. A cold foil has instead this metallic looking sheen to it. It looks less than a foil and more of a metal to the viewer's eyes, and it does not have the chromatic sheen to it, unlike the rainbow foil. Now, an easy way to tell apart a rainbow foil and a cold foil from the Flesh and Blood card game is to shine a light on them. Here I'm shining my mobile phone's flashlight at maximum brightness at both of these cards. Now, as you can see, the direct light shining on the cards definitely helps you figure out the difference between the two. Look at the golden parts of the card. See that rainbow sheen? Now, on the other hand, if you look at the cold foil Crown of Providence, there's none of that. Matter of fact, if you look at the Crown of Providence directly, you can't see much of an effect at all. But if you tilt it towards the light, you can see that the metallic parts of the helmet, the silver ones rather, look like metal. The artwork really pops out in cold foils like no other. Now obviously, a cold foil and a rainbow foil does not come easy. Matter of fact, there's also a reprint policy regarding cold foils. To maintain the collectability of cold foils, they have this special policy in reprinting them. Some of them, the first edition cold foils, will never be reprinted again. Now, as for the cold foils printed as prize cards in official events, they will be reprinted as Legendary Studios deem fit. I personally have a cold foil prize card myself. It's a cold foil Yoji, which is a Guardian from the Dynasty set. I personally did not win that. I just bought it. I just want it for my collection. But yes, cold foil prize cards will be reprinted by Legendary Studios in order to support the official tournaments. And finally, cold foil promo cards will definitely be reprinted, except if they are already printed as a first edition cold foil. Oh, and one more thing, booster set cold foils, like from expansions or standalones or history packs, will never be reprinted again. Which means me and my friends will not be able to pull this guy again unless we buy existing Uprising packs, because they will never be reprinted ever. So that's it really, that's the only topic for this video, the difference between a cold foil and a rainbow foil. Also, I just flexed on you guys. Even though me and my friends will not be keeping these cards and have already sold them to collectors, this is still such a memorable experience for all of us. Oh, by the way, the proceeds from these cards will go to us buying certain singles that would round out our existing decks and into buying our next box, which is Outsiders. It actually crossed our mind to just hold them and then wait until it rises in value, maybe hold them for like 2 decades or so. But we believe that using our spending power now in order to enjoy the game even more is something that we value more than money. The enjoyment of playing Flesh and Blood and the experience of drafting a set is something that will never be easily replicated by simply letting our money sit in the bank. But that's just us. Maybe you have a different way of looking at cold foils. So what do you think of them? Have you actually pulled a cold foil or a rainbow foil in your boxes? Have you pulled any that are as good as these? Let me know down in the comments below, and like and subscribe so that you can be updated with my future videos moving forward. Once again, I am committing to releasing at least one video every week, except if I want to shoot a special video like this, which I will be releasing on the same day as the other video as well. So that's it for now. My name is Adam Cartel. So long, heroes. See you on the battlefield.